welcome back to my channel. My name's Andrea and I love the Pilates Method of Exercise. And if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I could not do this without you. Today I have another installation in my Struggle is Real series with my Los Angeles colleague Lesley Logan of Profitable Pilates. And today, I think I say this every time, but this exercise is such a struggle and I can't believe we haven't done it already. And so today's Struggle is Real exercise is the side kicks on the mat. And way back when I took my first mat class in the year 2000, I was very diligent as I learned each mat exercising class in my very first classes, and I would do my little mat workout every day at home until we learned the side kick series. And then I just decided that, that's going to take so much time. I don't have time to do that one. And I didn't really think it was that hard of an exercise, which should have been my first clue. But I just never wanted to make time for it, and it took a long time, and not my favorite. And this is an exercise that I have realized over time is a bit of a real exercise for me to wrangle because it is one-sided, and you don't have a lot of support because it's the first time you're lying on your side in the mat exercises. And it's really the basis of all the other side exercises that are also not favorites of mine and also are quite a struggle. The side kicks kneeling, of course, is just the same thing, but half a level up on your knees. And the star, which is basically a plank version of the side kick series. Yay! Sign me up for that. So the side kicks, as I've been getting more and more proficient and more using my muscles in a more correct way, it really, I always say this, that the exercises that are so horrible that I hate and probably many other people hate, soon the better you do them, the more you're like, oh my God, I love that exercise. It feels so good. And you almost feel a little bit bad because the exercises that you say you like are just like everyone's hated exercises like tree and pulling straps on the reformer and that kind of thing. So let's talk about some strategies to deal with the struggle that is the side kick series on the mat. And I'm going to look at mostly the front back, but we can talk about really the front back, the up down, and also the small circles. And all of our other variations that come from Ramana, the three that I mentioned, the front back, the up down, and the circles, are what come from Joe Pilates in my understanding. And all of the other variations were added later by Ramana. And they're all wonderful, but they all are going to be done exactly like the ones I'm going to show you today. They're just harder or easier. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to line up my back on the edge of the mat. And you have a couple options. Traditionally and generally, as I learned it, and probably you learned it too, if you have a studio mat, your back is up against the back edge of the mat and your feet are forward on the little moon box. However, in Return to Life, Joe's feet are a little bit not as far forward. And so I'm measuring the length of my foot from where I am on the back edge of the mat, and I'm putting my bottom foot right in front of that. So this is going to make it harder. Just let me get that out of the way right away. Spoiler alert, it's going to be harder. So give it a try if that sounds exciting to you. And if it doesn't sound exciting to you, go ahead and put your feet where you're used to putting them, because that's not easy either. But I'm trying to get used to the new information that I've been given. And you'll have to use your stomach more because the position now is going to be a lot less stable. Yes, I'm sure you're happy to hear. Okay, so I'm going to start with my hand here, and I may take it back here eventually, but let's see how it goes. So really try to imagine that all of the back of you, from the upper back, like right behind like the shoulder seam of your shirt, going all the way down the middle of your back, all the way down to your heels, is happening on both sides of your body. Because in a moment, they're going to be separate instead of together. So we're going to take the leg to the front, and you're going to keep that line from the upper back all the way down to your heel going. And then you're going to go back. And I find if I put my hand here, I don't really use my muscles to the degree I should, but if I put my hand back behind my head, I have no choice. And look, my foot is already cheating forward. Ha ha ha. So I find it helpful because I tend to overuse my hips and my legs in the front. And so I find it helpful to imagine that all of this is happening on the back of me. So that I'm trying to lengthen the back of my body and keep it long as I bring my leg behind me. Let's do it one more time. So be a nice long back. And if you think about it, this is just what you do sitting up on the short blocks in the tree. Your back is tall, your leg is straight. And then for the up down, I'm going to keep that same thing. And this ensures me, because I'm someone that has one side that's stronger than the other, and it really helps keep both sides working independently so that one doesn't overwork. And then think of a circle as a little bit complicated, because now you have to keep your length as you go around the circle. And then I'm just going to do the other side, because friends don't let friends do one side of one-sided exercises. Okay. So I'm making my long line of my back from the upper back all the way down the middle of my back to the heel. And I'm just going to keep that going. And if you have your hands behind your head, while that long line of your back is going down, see if you can lift your butt and your stomach up to where your hands are. And here's the complicated part. And you're trying to keep that bottom foot, leg, etc. anchored and not jumping around like mine is. But these things take time. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions about elements of the Sidekick series that I did not mention, do leave me a comment below. I'm happy to answer your questions. And I will include Lesley's link to her struggle video about the Sidekicks as well. I'm excited to see what she says. So thank you so much, and I will see you later. Love you guys.